Oh, child. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, y'all? We are back. I told y'all if I got some information on this Tasha K. Larry Reid situation, that I will come back and I will report it to y'all, okay? I'll be running these streets so y'all don't have to, okay? Wanda who? Letitia mother Wanda, child. What Miss Wanda doing? Now, what's up, Miss Sharon? What's up, Tracy? Now, y'all can blame Tracy for this. Y'all blame my producer for this because she done sent me the link to the Bigo. And I went in and I listened to the Bigo, so y'all don't have to. Okay? Now, she's live probably right now with the attorney representing the accused on TashaKLive.com. Now, y'all know I don't have no description. But I'm sure whatever is said over there, it'll spill out into the YouTube streets in a minute. Okay? So hold on, y'all. Quick second. Hold on. Maybe I was talking about some thank you, Tracy. Child, that's why I'm not asleep. Somebody said, really, B, you said you was going to bed. I was going to bed. Actually, y'all was going to get a blood and water review and another review tonight. What else was y'all know I'm behind on these reviews. But I can't get caught up on the reviews because all the stuff keep happening. The stuff keep happening. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And she said, wait, how's it my fault? I thought you said you wanted to leave. I ain't complaining. I'm just saying it's your fault. Miss Kiki said thank you because she don't have Bigo, child. So let me give y'all what's going on. All right. So for those who don't know what's going on, hold on, let me share this out first. Let me share this out. Let everybody know we here. You know, YouTube be playing with the notifications, child. So let me go on and put it out there that we here, honey, that we are here. Oh, child. Let's see here. We are live, honey. Now, so let me give y'all a little bit of backup a little background, and then I'm going to share with you guys what I have. And like I said, I believe the attorney is Brian Ponder. Tasha K said she was going live at 10:15, so that's what they're probably doing right now. But for those of us that's not on Tasha K Live, let me get into it. What's up, Sanjay? You just got finished watching my last live, girl, and I'm right back, right? So for those who are not familiar with what's going on here, Larry Reid, YouTuber, former pastor, and all of that good stuff. Him and Tasha K used to be really cool, right? They used to be cool. They have bonded over common trauma, yada, yada, yada. Couple of months back, they fell out. I'm not getting ready to get here and get into the whole background. it's videos out there. You just have to go back all the way back. But what I will say is they fell out around the time that Tasha K interviewed Bishop Whitehead. Not maybe a few weeks after she interviewed Bishop Whitehead. It was some other stuff to it. I have my feelings about it, but I'm just going to speak on what is fact versus what I think right now. I'll give y'all my opinion after I go through all of the facts. I'll give y'all my opinion. Now, as a result of them falling out, what Larry Reid said is that he don't hate Tasha K. However, at this point, he just knows that this is not somebody that he needs in his space, right? Like I don't hate her. I ain't mad at her. Sometimes in life, you just realize you can't be cool with people and you move on. Now, it's around these accusations out there as it relates to Larry Reid. Now, Larry Reid has had a few people come out and make accusations against him. I think altogether it may have been 4 people, but don't quote me on the number because I'm not 100% sure. I know out of all of the accusations, their season was over. There you go. Only one accuser has actually stood the smell test. I think 2 of the guys have recanted their stories. Maybe it was only 3. I believe 2 of the guys have recanted their stories. One guy claimed that Larry gave him HIV. Larry has shown his medical records to prove that he is not and nor has ever been diagnosed with HIV. So that kind of, I'm not saying that means that the guy was a liar. I'm just saying that made a lot of people sort of side-eye his story and so forth and so on, right? This one accuser, though, that has sort of stood the test of time is an accuser. I'm not going to say his name, even though his name is public record now. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not. But this accuser did an interview on a YouTuber by the name of Daryl Moore YouTube channel maybe 2 years ago. For whatever reason, Daryl Moore decided he was out to get Larry Reid. And so in his quest to expose Larry Reid, he found these men who said Larry Reid had violated them and interviewed them on his YouTube channel. Larry Reid was able to successfully basically sue Daryl Moore so that Daryl Moore would have to stop talking about it. And basically they put a gag order on each other. They went to mediation and the agreement was, you stop talking about me, I stop talking about you. And both of them had to scrub their YouTube channel of any of the negative content. Well, a couple of months ago, we know that Larry Reid and Bishop Whitehead had been going at it. Bishop Whitehead actually is supposed to be suing Larry Reid. In his quest of coming for Larry Reid, he dug up these old interviews. Now, some say Daryl Moore voluntarily gave this information to Bishop Whitehead. Other people said Bishop Whitehead found them because, the internet doesn't die. Just because Daryl Moore took them off of his channel doesn't mean they didn't exist. One of the rumors out there was even that Tasha K may have provided Bishop Whitehead with these interviews. But Bishop Whitehead was playing these interviews on his YouTube channel, which caused Larry Reid to go back to court to against Daryl Moore to say he has violated the court order. That's not what we're here to talk about. Him and Daryl Moore don't care. I'm saying all that to say that is where these accusations are coming back up. Then Bishop Whitehead actually interviewed the accuser on his channel in a recent interview. So it's not, he played the tapes, the old interview, but then he also interviewed him himself. And what he said in that interview was, if you want to file a lawsuit against Larry Reid, I will provide you an attorney. Okay. So Larry Reid filed a defamation lawsuit against the accuser. And at one point, Larry Reid was like, I'm gonna just leave it alone. Yeah, I talked to my attorney. We weighed the pros and cons. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I don't know what it was about. Maybe because it's just fresh, it's new. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe Larry Reid was like, you know what? I tried to be nice and I tried to not say anything, but you keep coming back. Again, I'm not saying whether I believe or I don't believe the accusations, because y'all know I try to be very leery about telling somebody else about their trauma. Okay, I can't tell you that it happened or it didn't happen. I'm just trying to say maybe this is why Larry Reid decided this time he had something to say and he chose to file a defamation lawsuit against this guy. Now, that sort of brings us to where we are right now. We talked about it over here that the lawsuit was filed. The accuser responded. What's up, Ebbs? The accuser responded and filed a response to that. Today, Larry Reid dropped the lawsuit. Now, let me share this with you guys so you can see, y'all can see what I see. Okay, because I want y'all to see it. It ain't long. It ain't going to take me long to show y'all. So here we go. This is what was filed in court today. It says, you see, Larry Reid, Larry Reid Live LLC, plaintiff versus, they redacted the accuser's name. And that's another reason why I'm not saying their name, because if it was redacted in the legal papers, I ain't going to be the one to say it. Even though it's out there, you can find the person's name, but you won't hear from me. Plaintiff's notice of dismissal without prejudice. Now, we've talked about that before. Without prejudice means, hey, they can bring it back up. There's nothing, stopping them from Larry Reid from refiling this. But for whatever reason, he's choosing to dismiss it today. Now, here's where he's telling you why he's dismissing it. He says, in order to address pending jurisdictional issues, plaintiffs Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC, acting through counsel and pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 40A, I guess that's 41AI, hereby dismiss this action without prejudice with leave to refile on this 5th day of December 2022. And then it just has his attorney's names. Now, that was filed on Monday. Thank you, Pam. I did just say the 5th, didn't I? Thank you, Pam. And if Pam, thank you for being here. Let me know when I'm wrong, because I got my degree from Law and Order Law School. Okay? All right. Hey, Peace. Girl, I've been meaning to call you today, but I'll tell you about my day. I saw what you had going on, but baby, when I tell you what I had going on, so I meant to call you and check on you, but yeah, I got sidetracked. So this was filed on Monday. Now, here's where Tasha K comes into the conversation. Tasha K said earlier today she had a bombshell that she was dropping on Bigo later on today. Now, again, like I told y'all, some of y'all might not have came in when I said this. Y'all can thank my show producer, a.k.a. my showrunner, a.k.a. Tracy. She sent me the link to the Bigo, because y'all know I don't do Bigo. But I did have the app on my phone, because at one point in time I had downloaded Bigo long time ago, and I deleted it. But y'all know how. Anyway, that's not important. I got the link, child. I went over to the Bigo. Now, I am not going to show y'all. I'm going to play it for y'all to hear, because there are certain people down to the YouTube and I don't play with, and Tasha K is one of them. So, even though this was on Bigo and it wasn't on YouTube, I'll explain another day, another time. I'll explain why I'll explain it now. The reason why there's certain YouTubers that I will play like their Bigo lives or their Instagram lives are people who don't upload content onto YouTube. So like Larry Reid, I think I explained this to y'all before. Larry Reid, because he does YouTube and Instagram, when he does Instagram lives, I don't upload his Instagram lives, because at any point in time, he can always choose to put it on his YouTube. And if he decides to file a strike against me, I could get a strike because he could say I was using his content. It gets real complicated. Neither here nor there. Okay. Right, Pam. I'm getting there. Thank you. But thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Now, Tasha K is taking credit for Larry Reid dismissing this case. I'm going to explain to you. Well, you know what? Since Pam put it in the chat, let's go ahead and talk about it. Pam, and thank you, Pam, for confirming what I thought. Y'all know Pam is our attorney at law over here. Because I actually called Simone before I went live to confirm. Y'all know I always want to make sure that I understand the way I'm supposed to understand these things. Pam says the accuser basically denied that he lived in North Carolina where the case was filed in his response, which took away the court's jurisdiction. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Now, go over to, and one of my mods, can y'all drop, first of all, drop Pam's link in the chat, please. But can y'all also drop Conscious TV's channel in the chat? Now, Conscious TV stays on top of these things because he is Larry Reid's mentor. I'm not telling y'all a secret, okay? He's very public about that. And so a lot of times he keeps us up to date on these kinds of things. And he did a live earlier today explaining all of this. But I'm going to give y'all the short version because I want y'all to hear what Tasha K had to say. And then I'm going to tell y'all my opinions, okay? My opinions. And if I have a few minutes, I may drop the link. But I can't promise that because it's late. Now, what had happened was Larry Reid filed a lawsuit in the state of North Carolina because that is where Larry Reid believed that the accuser lived. Now, also, yeah, that's where Larry Reid believed the accuser lived. His mother took the notice, and from the process server, and at the time of receipt said that the young man lived with her, meaning he was a resident of North Carolina, right? However, the defendant in this case, the guy that Larry Reid is suing, has provided, now Conscious TV described it as a redacted license from the state of Georgia. Now, a lot of information was redacted, including, I think, the expiration date, because he said they don't even have any way of verifying that that's a valid license or up-to-date license. However, it is ID from the state of Georgia, which, like Pam said, it changes the jurisdiction. Now, the reason why Larry Reid pulled it so that he could refile is because, and I don't want to mix words, so if I'm saying it wrong, let me know, Pam. It could screw up the lawsuit to the point where it could actually get thrown out, and it could be thrown out with prejudice, meaning Larry Reid can't refile. Because if there's a jurisdictional issue, and it's filed in the wrong jurisdiction, yada yada yada, boo boo boo, it could screw up his case. Now, I talked to Simone, and the other thing that Simone told me, and I'm gonna read y'all my notes from talking to Simone, and Pam, tell me if I'm crazy or tell me if I have the wrong information. In a civil case, the plaintiff has an option of suing either, especially when it's an online situation, which this was an online situation. You have the choice of suing where you live or suing the person where you believe they live. Now, the advantage of Larry Reid suing in the state of Georgia versus the state of North Carolina, for obvious reasons, Larry Reid lives in Georgia. So he wouldn't have to worry about a whole lot of that movement and back and forth from Georgia to North Carolina. You may not have the problem with them, filing a lot of extra motions and, just costing a lot back and forth. She said that Larry Reid can file what's called a transfer of venue. She said it's unusual for the plaintiff to necessarily do that. Usually the defendant tries to do that. But once I explained to her what I was told, she said, oh, well, that makes sense, right? If Larry thought that the guy lived in North Carolina, but now he has reason to believe he lives in Georgia. It wouldn't be a disadvantage for him to file in Georgia if that's where he lives too. The fact that obviously, and then what Conscious TV said, like I already told you guys, you also run the risk of the case being thrown out because of jurisdictional issues, and then you worry about maybe it being thrown out with prejudice, meaning he can't refile it. Okay, yeah, hold up the case on motions, yada yada yada. So I said all of that. Now, accuser, the mother he needs to thank you, the essence is that he needs to verify it. And until he can verify where this young man actually currently lives, yeah, it's best for him to withdraw it so he gets all his ducks in a row and then refile where he needs to refile. That's a smart move. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer to say, wait a minute. This is the address that his mama say he live at, but he got a Georgia's driver's license. Oh, hold on, player. You got too much dip in your chip, right? Hey, Nene Nicole, welcome. So does that mean he can't refuse in that jurisdiction or any? Wait a minute, hold on. So does that mean, that he can't refuse to refile? Who can't refuse? Larry Reid or the accuser? Yeah, so okay. Also, Conscious TV said that the guy also changed his address on Facebook to Georgia. I automatically want to say Atlanta, but to Georgia, but he didn't change it until after the lawsuit was filed. So again, not sure if he lives in North Carolina or Georgia because he didn't change the address until after the lawsuit was filed. So had his address been Georgia on Facebook prior to the lawsuit, that might be one thing, but the fact that it was changed after the lawsuit was filed, again, Larry Reid, Now, here is the thing, though. Here's where Tasha K comes into this. I'm giving y'all the background, laying the foundation, okay? Here's where Tasha K comes into this. Tasha K is claiming credit for Larry Reid withdrawing his lawsuit. And she's basing it off of a phone call she made to Larry Reid in reference to some receipts that she says she has. But where did they serve the defendant? They served the defendant in North Carolina, but his mother took receipt of the summons. It's not called a summons. His mother took receipt of it. The notice. The legal word is escaping me. I know everybody gonna put it in the chat, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Pam said it depends on federal court. You have to have diversity jurisdiction, so each person has to live in a different state. So Larry was from Georgia, and was told the accuser was in North Carolina, so he filed in North Carolina, right? So it doesn't make sense, Pam, that he would withdraw until he was able to verify where the defendant is currently living. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. But yeah, so his mother, if both parties live in Georgia, you can't file in federal court, but state court. Aha. So that's also okay. Got it. I'm with it. I got it. Ooh, look at me. I got it. I got it, Pam. That makes sense. Pam. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now here's where I'm gonna play y'all part of this. Ain't the whole thing. This is part of the Bigo situation. It's part of the Bigo situation. Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna let y'all down. She posted a phone call with Larry Reid. Now, my first thought was, Larry Reid, why in the hell did you talk to Tasha K? Why would you have a conversation with that woman? But then I listened to it, and I'm gonna let y'all hear it, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, yes, he should have withdrawn and made sure he was in the correct court. So what he did, if you were his attorney, you would have advised him of doing what he did, right? Okay. Now I'm gonna let y'all listen.
This is me trying to explain to him what I have. Okay, so here we go. Hey, Reid, it's Tasha. How you doing? Fantastic. Up working late. You got a few minutes for me?
Now I don't mean no harm, but can't y'all already hear it in his voice that he is like, girl, like, okay? Tell me if I'm doing too much, but can y'all hear it in his voice that he already sound like, girl, why you calling me? But okay, I'm gonna let it play.
Okay. So I know a lot has transpired on the internet, and I know you were upset about the bishop stuff and everything like that, but even though you and I were probably never. I gotta keep the phone open so it won't. Okay. I guess communicate again, like as far as like on a friendship level. There is something I want to talk to you about. Okay. So I was contacted by some of the alleged accusers. All right, because I had a relationship. Yes, he was peeing. And you get to speak on it or talk about it if you want to. And it's not fair for me to put out or attempt to do a story because I haven't done it yet without you speaking on it. Like, or given the opportunity to speak on it, because that's what any platform would do. So I'm trying to remain like non-biased in this situation because I did know you, I still know you, but I'm considering taking the story, but I can't take the story if you don't agree to talk about it because
why the essence of state? Why? I want y'all to hear because I don't. If I fast forward it, y'all might miss something that I want y'all to hear. But if there's but let me know because I don't want to. Y'all know more than I know. Okay. But again, you hear her laying the foundation, right? You hear her laying the foundation. All right.
One-sided. What do you think about that? There's 3 other people, though. Yeah. So. You sure? Well, what about speaking on?
Yeah, he said, how can I speak on anything and I don't even know who these people are? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's only one person that I know about, and I've already filed a lawsuit against them.
The one accuser that you filed a lawsuit against. Speak on like conscious platform and you had made comments about it? There's no footage of that because I never done it. Really? Never. Not even ever listened to that. I never have.
He does sound like he wish he had let this go to voicemail. He really does.
What if I told you the reason I'm considering taking the story is because there are some receipts that seem pretty solid?
Thank you, the essence of static. Yes, this is for fair use for the purposes of education and commentary. Okay.
Hold on.
So she said, what if I told you there are receipts?
Are you sure? You know I'm calling you because, like, listen, like, I don't have anything against you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, me and you have had our differences of molestation. Oh, that is crazy. That is never bad. Whatever receipt they gave me, they made it up.
She is. Listen, throughout this whole call, she is really trying to get him to say something. And he, like I said, my initial response was, why did he even get on the phone with her? But she really is trying to get him to say something. And I'm going to let y'all, like I said, I'm going to let y'all hear it.
So I guess what I'm calling to ask, so if I decide to take the story, you are not going to sit down and address it. You're not going to agree to sit down with me and address it.
So she's trying to get him to agree to do an interview with her. Why would he do that? Why would he do that anyway?
But you know, okay, so here's the thing.
Now that's where he probably should have ended this phone call. But I think at this point, I think curiosity was starting to get him like, why is she calling me? What does she want from me? I really feel like, because that's where he should have ended the call. I'm not going to speak on something that's not true, and I'm going to let my lawyers handle it. Have a good evening. That's probably what I would have done. But I think curiosity was kind of getting him a little bit.
Right. You know, molestation is, me and you have talked a lot about our past traumas and the things that we've gone through, right? And so if I'm calling you as somebody that know you and have known you, and yeah, we've had our differences publicly, but it had nothing to do with this, right? And if I say to you, I have receipts that are vetted, you don't want the opportunity to speak on that if I decide to go forward with the story, is what you're saying. You're just going to let it go. Yeah, because this, I know myself, and I know my past, I know what I've done, my present. There is no receipt of me doing anything to anybody, especially underage. Okay?
Yeah. He said, what? There's nothing out there. Now, again, I'm not saying that he's, listen, I ain't got no dog in this fight. I'm just telling y'all, he's like, ain't not. All right. Not she's a snake, allegedly.
So you're saying the receipts are made up, is what you're saying. That is your...
Now, what he said, I kind of was talking over it. My bad, y'all. But what he said was, there's only one person that I'm acknowledging that I even knew. He said everybody else is just totally making that up. He has never denied knowing this guy. He's denied the relationship being what this guy said it was. But he never denied that this person was a member of his church, that he helped him out, him and his mom, yada, yada, yada. That, well, I shouldn't say never. I've never heard him deny it. Let me say that. I can't say he never denied. I've never heard him deny it. So he's saying, listen, these other people you talking about, I don't even know who these people are. But this person I know, but there was nothing inappropriate. He's never changing this whole conversation. He never changes that part of his story. He never acknowledges any of that.
And there's nothing that you put out there, you said, or
Lauren.
You didn't do it.
He said, and I'm pausing for reasons, y'all. It's fair use for commentary, so I got commentate. So I'm pausing for a reason. But what he's saying is, no, never, ever, 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 never. Like, I don't know how many different ways she wanted this man to say this, but okay, girl.
Like, I want you to think right now, because my name, like, I'm Latasha Keevy. You knew me as Latasha Keevy. You know me as Tasha K, right? And what I have, I just want to be clear that you're saying that this out there. That makes no sense. It doesn't make sense, but here's the thing. To you, it may not make sense. But I'm trying to tell you, if I'm calling you, Larry, and I'm calling you as Tasha, I'm calling you somebody that's known you, that's been to your house, and I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing against you, Larry. Nothing at all. I ain't spoke on you. Not after what you're saying. Okay. You're telling me you have a receipt of something that I put out. I wouldn't know if I put out something. Somebody said that I molested them. How in the hell? And that's vague. What is it they're putting out? What are they saying? I mean, you apologize to them for doing it.
Now let me pause there. Let me go back for a second because I didn't catch the very, very beginning because at first I wasn't gonna screen record. I was just gonna listen. But then when she said she had this phone call, I said, "Oh, wait, well, let me get the phone call." But listen, let me go back. Let me rewind this tape a little bit. She said that She said that when she was talking to the accuser, she asked the accuser. She said, "Listen, I'm not going to do this interview unless you have receipts. I'm not going to do it unless you have receipts, unless you have something that can show and prove that Larry Reid did this. I can't do this interview." And he said, "But I don't have anything. Like, it's just my word against his. It's my word against his." She said, "Well, do you have anything? You don't have old text messages. You don't have nothing." And the guy said, "No, I don't have anything." And then all of a sudden, the guy found something. And what Larry Reid is saying, I'm going to let it play, but what Larry Reid says next is, "Well, if he has this smoking gun, why didn't he give it to the police? Why didn't he give it to Daryl Moore? Why didn't he give it to Bishop Whitehead? If he has this smoking gun, all of a sudden now he has it for Tasha K?" I'm going to let y'all listen.
And you wrote it. If I were you, here's the thing. Here's what I would say to you. I haven't decided whether or not I was going to take the story or not. I'm not worried about no. I'm coming to you as a person that is very neutral in this right now. Because if I wasn't neutral, I just went ahead and been like, boom, there you go, right? But I'm not doing that. I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm telling you. See, if it were me, I would be like, I need to know what this is before I say with everything in me that this does not exist. Well, yeah, I want to know what it is because I'm interested in what they made up. It's not made up.
Right. He said, "I want to know what it is because I want to know what they made up." Because again, he's like, what she's saying is that this young man found something that Larry Reid wrote. Tasha, who your handwriting expert, ma'am? I just want to know who your handwriting expert is. But okay. Because of where it came from.
So you saying there's nothing out there of you apologizing to a victim till you were blue in the face about what you did to them? Because why would you apologize to somebody that has accused you of doing heinous things to them? So why would you apologize? But in this, you are apologizing and you want to apologize and you say you have apologized and to call me so you can apologize more.
Now, at first she said it was handwriting. Now she's saying he was blue in the face. Is it a videotape? Is it like if he was blue in the face? Is it a videotape? Is it an audio tape? Is it a phone call? Is it a voice message? Is it a letter? Is it an email? I need to know. Now, she said she knows it's a real receipt because of where it came from. Is she insinuating that it was an email from Larry Reid's actual email account? Who would do that? Who would send an email from their real email address admitting to a crime? Well, I shouldn't say that. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb crooks all the time. It's dumb criminals all the time. So
You didn't say. Yeah. Okay. So that's another thing. Like, you know, when it comes to these accusers,
Snap queen.
Safety and stuff, I gotta keep them. I gotta. I'm not even getting into the bill. The main one is the police report. And how come they didn't get that? If that happened and they got that evidence, how come they won't go to the authorities? Well, I mean, listen, the authorities have already been contacted. I can't tell you that. And because of the statute of limitations, certain things cannot be done.
All right. Now, let me say this, y'all. I have not looked at the statute of limitations in the state of North Carolina. A lot of states, you know, those laws are changing and all that. I ain't go that far. I ain't look up the statute of limitations. But what I will say is this. We do know this because we talked about this over here when we had Simone Redwine, Girl, Is That Legal? When we talked about this case months ago, right? There was a police report filed and nothing ever happened because the assumption that we made was that there wasn't enough evidence to move forward. Where was this smoking gun? When you filed this police report, and I'm not saying this young man, listen, I ain't there. I don't know what happened, okay? But where was this smoking gun? Now, like I said, if I were Larry Reid, I would have never even had this conversation with her. But nowhere in this conversation does he admit to doing anything or being guilty of anything. But I just wouldn't have had this conversation. But I'm sure he knew he was being recorded. There's no doubt in my mind that Larry Reid knows Tasha K for her works. And if he thought he was on the phone with Tasha, especially after they done fell out, I could see if they were still friends. But child, they done fell out. So I'm sure that Larry Reid knew that this was not a warm and fuzzy call. Okay, this was not a warm and fuzzy situation. With that being said, like I said, tonight she said she was going on Tasha K Live to talk to the attorney involved in the case. I believe, don't quote me, I believe the attorney was Brian Ponder. We know that Brian Ponder is also Bishop Whitehead's attorney. The only reason why I feel like, do I want to say this part? It's Brian Ponder, I believe. Shut up, Markel. But I believe I don't know that to be a fact, but I believe it's Brian Ponder. Yeah. So I didn't get to the hold on, I didn't finish. Hold on. I got one more thing to show y'all, and then we're gonna be done. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Tasha K has already, the accuser was pro se in this case, so that's interesting. Well, I don't know that to be a fact that is Brian Ponder, but let me throw that part out. I don't know who his attorney is. Let me just throw it out. I don't know who his attorney is. I don't know who his attorney is. Let me just forget I said anything. I don't know. But it was the reason why I said that. But I don't know nothing. I don't know. But Tasha K has already interviewed this guy. Tasha K has already interviewed the accuser.
This is the accuser right here. This is the victim. And that's me with his phone with a live receipts.
So, and I ain't doxing nobody because he did the interview with Tasha K, child. I ain't said his name, and he can't possibly think that anything is going to be private when you just did a whole interview with Tasha K. Now, Tasha K says that she is doing a new documentary on her channel. Her not YouTube channel, but on her app that said it's the documentary on the PPP. Now I thought she was doing an expose on people who got these PPP loans during the Panorama, but that ain't what the PPP stand for. The PPP stands for pastors, prophets, and the other P word. Pastors, prophets, and the other P word. Now, she claims that she has not made up her mind about whether she's going to drop this interview or not. But y'all know and I know that's a lie. Y'all know and I know that Tasha K ain't spent her time interviewing this young man, flying him in or flying to where he lives to interview for her not to post it. She ain't do all of that for her not to post it. Now, what was funny was, y'all, the whole time, why the people was trolling her in Bigo? Why people was trolling her in the Bigo? Why the people was in the Bigo talking about pay Cardi B her money? Why people was talking about, see, this is why you going back to court? Why people was like, see, this what got you in trouble? When I say I think it was more people in that chat on Bigo trolling her than supporting her, and it was hilarious. It was listen, y'all, it was funny. I ain't gonna lie, it was funny. It was like I said, it was hilarious. Woo, they was funny. But I will say this though, you guys. I'm bringing this to y'all because it was on Bigo. If you're not on Bigo, and again, she'll probably somewhere on one of her platforms talk about this interview with the attorney. She'll probably eventually put it on YouTube or splice it up and put it on YouTube. Brian Ponder keeps posting about him, but the accuser filed it pro se. He most likely helped him with that response. Okay, thank you, Pam. And that's the reason why that's why I just shut up, because I was like, I made an assumption and I shouldn't do that. See what happens when you assume? It makes an ass out of just me. It don't make an ass out of y'all. But because Brian Ponder is in it, but she said that she was interviewing his attorney tonight. So I would be interested to find out who that interview was with. Now, she never said the attorney's name, but I should not have made the assumption that it was Brian Ponder. I should not have done that. But I'm going to leave y'all with this because it's been almost an hour and it's 11 o'clock and I do have to go to work in the morning. But I'm going to leave y'all with this. I would be very interested to find out when this phone call took place with Tasha K. The reason why I say that is this. Tasha K is claiming that she's the reason why Larry Reid dropped the case. So now what she's trying to do is connect the dots to say, he dropped this lawsuit because I got him shook. You heard she was interviewing Ponder. Okay, see, so maybe I didn't make too big of an assumption. She said, basically, she's insinuating that she's the reason why he dropped the lawsuit. And that's why I showed y'all what the legal paperwork said. Because she's trying to say, it's me. I got him shook. I got him scared. I got him second guessing. But we saw on the paperwork that paperwork was filed on December the 5th, Monday. I would be very interested to find out when that phone call took place. Because if the phone call took place after Monday, that's not true, right? If the phone call took place yesterday, Wednesday. Now, I wasn't in her Bigo from the beginning. She may have said when the phone call took place. I just didn't hear it. Because I wasn't there from the very, very, very beginning. But it's interesting that she's trying to make the connection. So it'd be interesting to see if the dates, times, phone numbers, calls line up. It's 92 people in the chat. If everybody could please hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Mods, can you do me a favor? Can y'all drop Pam's link again? And Conscious TV's channel again. The Aesthetic, The Essence Aesthetic. Are you a YouTuber as well? Because you've been dropping some gems tonight as well. Are you a YouTuber? I'll drop you a link if you are a YouTuber. You guys, please follow Pam. Y'all follow Conscious TV and y'all let both of them know that I sent you. Because again, they have information. Well, Pam follows, she covers other cases as well. But they have information, and like I said, Conscious TV broke this down even further. So if you want, go deeper into the grass with the case, y'all can get that information. Not yet. Okay, well, you let me know when you drop it, girl. You let me know when you drop it. You love the law stuff. Me too, girl. Listen, me and my law degree from Law and Order / Matlock University / Judge Judy, we are good over here. Okay, we are good over here. Thank you, peace. And y'all let them, yes. So Conscious TV's link is in the chat, and so is Miss Pam's link in the chat. And y'all let them know I sent y'all. Well, Pam know I sent y'all. She right here. But y'all let Conscious TV know I sent y'all over there to go get all of his good tea. Because Conscious be breaking it down, y'all. He be breaking it down. And he always has his documents to show. He always has his receipts to show. So y'all go check it out. With that being said, I'm getting out of here, child. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tracy, don't you send me no more links tonight. I'm going to bed. Okay? And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.